Hey, welcome back to Ghost Tracks Podcast. I'm your host, Tina, and I'm here with I-PSI again, as usual. But I have more of them this time. It's not
The
just
full
Doug
team.
and me. So we've got Curtis and Thomas and Carol and Doug here today. And we are going to be talking about our investigation at Randolph County Asylum.
Yay. Finally.
I know. We've been trying really hard to get this scheduled, and because there's multiple of us and everyone's so busy, it was a little hard, but I'm glad we're all here now. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Good. Doing good.
I just said grid. But
Good.
Wait.
Grid. I'm grid.
Me too.
As they say, picking and the grinning.
Yeah. Oh, God. Today was a Monday for sure.
Yeah.
It's a real Monday. Not when you guys will be listening to this, maybe, but it was a Monday and it was awful. Which is why
Doug is like, yes, it was.
I was ready to just walk out from work. I really like my job, but today was todaying. So
we all know that feeling.
Yeah, I was ready.
I was going to just say, I don't think it matters what day of the week is. I'm always ready to just walk out of my job.
Yeah, I'm coming fresh off vacation, and I'm going to be ready to leave as soon as I get there.
Just brag about it, Curtis. God.
I will.
You have a fun you had a good time, though. You guys had decent weather up there, minus the blazing heat there for, I think, the beginning of your trip, right?
Yeah, but at least we had a lake to sit in.
Oh, that's good.
It was nice. Yeah. Kept us cool.
Yeah, I don't even like water, but I probably would have been in it to get away from the heat that we had. This week was supposed to be about the same, and didn't start off too bad. It was actually really, really, really nice out this morning. We took 2 walks around the buildings at work this morning, so, just to be outside. But and Carol, you were sick recently. You feeling better?
Yeah, I think I had COVID, but not too sure.
That's not fun.
It lasted forever.
There's so many fun viruses going around now. You never can tell.
I was like, so many variants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something about explosive diarrhea or something.
Yeah.
That's a parasite or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fresh fruits and vegetables. So we need to stay away from those for a little while, or make sure you're
Taco Bell.
Make sure you're washing them real good.
Honestly, I do that normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my friend was like, because my stomach was upset earlier, and he was like, "Have you eaten fruits or vegetables?" I said, "I literally had like a piece of watermelon yesterday." So I don't think that's what this is. My stomach's just being a jerk.
Say over the weekend, we had pineapple that was soaked in Malibu. Does that count?
There you go.
You know, I
think the alcohol would have killed it?
You sterilized the pineapple.
Yeah, I think you're safe.
That's
sterilized it. Got sterilized. I'm safe.
Right. Then we drink some afterwards, and then that sterilizes
Wash it down.
You know, science. These are facts. All right. Well, I don't even remember what day we went to Randolph, to be completely honest, because life has been so stupid. Is it June 4th?
Yeah, I wouldn't say June 4th.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a minute. It's been over a month since we've been there. But we had a decent group go with us as far as size is concerned. There were
quite 11 people?
Yeah.
Yes.
About the size that we had when we went to ISS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest ISS in Randolph than the most people we've had. Usually it's either just us or
a few other
people.
We had a couple of new members, or at least one new person. No, we had technically a couple of new people to our.
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Chris came, and she's newer, and then we had Sarah, and
Sarah's been with us before.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was like, kind of new.
I didn't meet Sarah prior to Randolph County, and then we had Levy, who was there vibing. So yeah, no, it was a good night though. I don't know how we all want to talk about it. Like,
I mean, I
wanna
thought it
start?
was a cool place. It
Curtis?
was a lot of history there.
Mhm.
A lot of history, according to the guy that was hosting.
God.
He could have talked all night. He was great. He was a fantastic tour guide. But he does his job. He is going to give
Very
you
well.
all the
Mhm.
history,
Every
beginning
detail.
to and every detail in between. But he was fantastic, and he was really funny. Just nice old gentleman. What was his name?
Todd.
Todd?
It
I
was
don't know. I'm
Todd.
so
I don't
bad
know
with
I can't remember his last name, but I know
Todd
he's
Mitchell.
Todd.
Todd
Todd.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think was
Okay.
his last name.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then-
Hey, don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody that's here that has watched anything about Randolph County Asylum, if you've watched any of the YouTubes and stuff like that about it, I know that there have been plenty of interviews with him. So I'm sure you guys can find who we are speaking of. But he was super, super great. But it got in almost 2 hours in, I think. And then I was like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
going to go take pictures now because the
Well,
sun
the sun's still up.
So I went outside and did my photography bit while you guys finished up doing stuff and walked around with him. But yeah, I kind of dipped real early. So.
Yeah. I did too.
I mean, the tour and stuff
felt
was
bad
all
about it,
great and
but-
stuff, but I think definitely next time then we can definitely skip the history tour.
Yeah. I think we only need the history one time. But it was really neat. And the building's really, really cool. It's very pretty. They've upkept it really well, especially like the main part. It's pretty decent for having been there from beginning of the 1800s.
Yeah,
So
early 1800s.
yeah. So all things considered, it was cool on the inside and had a whole kitchen and
The
we were able
basement
to
was
use.
extremely cool.
Mm-hmm. So, and even like the patient rooms and stuff, it really wasn't that bad. ISS obviously was far worse
It was
than
lovely
Randolph.
that day, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I just mean in terms of like, having been a building that has not been taken care of and that was abandoned there for a while and everything, it's still pretty well upkept. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun. There, got some good pictures, hung out outside looking for the Milky Way and stuff there for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, who wants to talk about some of the things that we got while we were there? Or do we want to talk about maybe expectations that we had going into it and then kind of what we found?
Just go around in a circle kind of deal.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
We'll all just stand and stare at each other.
Doug, you go first.
Well, expectation wise, I mean, I try my best to hold off being overly expective of anything dramatic, especially for a first time being at a location, because a lot of times your first time is not always guaranteed something spectacular to happen. I mean, I kind of expect to hear at least maybe some disembodied voices, which I don't recall ever really hearing. We were using a trail cam for a new trail cam for the first time and down one of the hallways. Now I was hoping to catch something on that, but I feel like where we located it was a high traffic area, and I was catching everybody but a ghost on that perspective. It was like that was the main thoroughfare for everybody to walk through. So I was like, I wish I could have put that somewhere else. Didn't think of it. Just was worried about trying to look around the place and get a vibe and
Is this where
kind
like
of my
shadow figures
expectations.
will pop up, right?
What, Thomas?
So that's where the shadow figure supposedly pops up, right? Is where we put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we're trying to put it there.
Yeah, it was known to kind of pop in and out from behind the door, and we were trying to see if anything would happen. But like I said, everybody literally it felt like everybody had to walk right through there, and so it was kind of hard to pick up anything besides just human people going by, and
A lot of
it,
pictures of
Yeah,
butts.
flesh things ruin
just
everything.
just thankfully it's high enough that it didn't catch like nothing but butts and crotches and
Like
That's revenge. Your butt keeps giving everyone's pictures, so now you just gotta put pictures of everyone else's butts.
yeah. Now that's mainly Megan. Megan's for some reason has she claims she's at the right height for my butt. I don't think my butt's that high up, but she claims she always catches my butt. And then when we were at the Indiana Paranormal Expo, she recognized me from my butt in the crowd.
Yes,
It's like, oh,
say
thanks,
that.
Megan, thanks. I'm glad I could stand out in the crowd. Apparently,
Carol.
Because we have, what was it? The glow in the dark sticks, so that we
Uh-huh.
stand out on the trail camera.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Because our last one, we got a picture and we couldn't decide if it was actually somebody or we got an image of something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I have talked about it since on the podcast about the ISS picture. And I still don't think it was any of us. I know it wasn't me, and I know it wasn't Molly, and I know it wasn't Megan. You were really the only person that we really considered that it might be, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't
The
match.
figure looked taller, and it was wearing a dress.
Yeah.
And
So,
just had an older woman built too. I don't know. You just always expect like almost like a grandma figure walking down the hallway.
It's over, yeah.
yeah.
The trail camera was bad quality
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
It was really
Yeah.
grainy.
So
Yeah.
going forward, we didn't have them at the time, but we did get we were like raving out. We had our glow sticks on everywhere.
The glow sticks,
Um,
the glasses ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So that we could, wear them around or either clip them to ourselves, or I think I had mine around my wrist and some people just kind of held on to them and stuff. But that way we knew if a picture was caught or an image was caught on a trail cam or just a regular camera that we had up and around, that it was one of us. If we didn't, if there was any discrepancy or question. Going forward, though, we have like reflective tape,
Yep.
like belts almost that we'll wear across ourselves, that will reflect on.
I did
on
get
those
those.
pictures. So yeah, so we are actively trying to come up with ways so that way in future investigations, if there, is something, at least then we know for certain that it is one of us or not. So, as far as expectations for me, I really didn't have like a set expectations. I really just kind of wanted to go in, like Doug said, kind of with an open mind and everything, and really just see what it was about. But obviously, watching as many things as I have about Randolph County Asylum everywhere that I had ever looked up information or saw videos of, it was talking about how active it was and how incredibly active it was, and all of these things happened all the time, and people left traumatized and all this other stuff. And while we did, I had my own experience, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but like, I don't think it was so overly active. I still think Billy Creek was the most active that we've had to date. So
Yeah, my expectations were pretty blank the whole time. But after hearing his stories and the descriptions of what had happened there, I kind of built some expectations from the tour guide. particularly in the attic when he was talking about the shadow of the girl that would poke around the support beam. Um, I wanted to put a camera up there to try to catch that happening, but
Right.
unfortunately, my camera wasn't going to work that day. So I
Right.
think,
But we had mine. We
yeah,
had mine
yeah,
up there.
we had yours up there.
And we did catch some things up in the attic. We got the candle that I think it was Doug and Chris got that candle. And that was a really cool addition. I think we should have more of those. I think that was really a smart purchase.
Mhm.
That was a good one.
That kept going off quite a bit, and we can talk about that here in a minute, kind of like what it is. And then we had some ghost tube stuff happening. Minimal oh my gosh. See, my brain's not working today either. Hello, the round things. REM pods. Holy hell.
Yeah. Those thingamajiggers.
Yeah, we had very minimal REM pod activity in general. I feel like there. But we
Which
had
we were getting some on the one in the attic, but I think
Mhm.
I don't know if that was from the battery dying or if that was something interacting with it. Because we're in
Right.
that thing where it's like solid green just sitting there.
Yeah. Well, and then we kept hearing noises in the attic, and at first we were like, "Oh, it's this thing moving over here," but there's no way for that thing to be moving. Like there's no airflow, so maybe we have something up here and it like touched it. But and then we were like, maybe it's bats, but I didn't see a single bat in there, and you would have been able to see their eyes, and they sounded different. But I think what it was, I'm almost positive it was mice, up in
The
the
only
attic.
thing I could say, Brian, who was also there, said that it might be the tree because there's a tree on that side of the house. So, and there's a metal roof, and it could be scratching.
That's true. Yeah.
But I
It
went
just it
out
wasn't
there on the way out, and
yeah.
it's not close enough.
Well, and it wasn't a consistent sound either. Like it wasn't like if the wind was blowing outside, it would have kind of been like a back and forth, like a repeat sound almost. There would have been like an ebb and a flow to it. And it wasn't that. So I think we were just hanging out with some ice up in the attic there.
I think so. I don't know what else it would be.
Yeah.
It was like a high pitched squeaking sound that we were just hearing over and over again. And yeah, like you said, they had like these corn huskers up in the attic. So they put corn in there and they're hanging from these
they were on
wires, and they would shake it back and forth to get the corn kernels to fall out. But yeah, I went over and sat next to it, and I couldn't hear a thing when I was over there. And then as soon as I left, it started squeaking again. So
yeah, I heard it from like the front of the attic, like past that support beam in the front there. So I think they were just having a field day over there in the dark corner. And
probably.
we just kind of bared witness to it. But yeah, the attic was creepy. Also, full disclosure for any videos that come out and you hearing me in the background, I was sick as a fucking dog on this investigation. So you just kind of hear me coughing and snotting the whole damn time. I was having a rough go. I had whatever upper respiratory virus was going around at the time. So fun times were had by all except for me and all of my blowing of my nose.
Because of your sickness and having to sit off to the side, it came up with something for you.
It did. Yeah, it did. I was alone I was not alone upstairs. Levy was asleep in the room across the hallway. And the lights were on in that room, and then they're in the hallway. But the parlor that I was in, and then the one that was behind me, those lights were off. So there should have been no shadows there. I was laying on the couch up against the wall, and I was facing the wall, and I had my phone, up. I was laying on my back, and I was watching a reel, and then all of a sudden, this shadow of a man, it was a man, profile, walked across about 3/4 of the way across the room and then just disappeared. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, I'm still awake, right? And then I looked over because I didn't know if somebody had like walked into the hallway area where the lights were. Logically, I know nobody was moving anywhere on that floor without me hearing it, especially coming through those doors. And I didn't hear anything. It was literally just me. It was so quiet on the upstairs. Um, so I had sat and I like listened for a minute and then I was like, maybe it was somebody that was driving by and it like cast a shadow on the inside, which was a dumb thought, really, because the windows were on the wall that the shadow moved across, not behind me. And we had semis and stuff pass and they were barely casting any like light on the interior of that room anyway, because it's up on a hill. It's not like level with the road. So I think it was Thomas was the first one to come back upstairs and I was like, hey, do me a favor, walk past that doorway through the hallway until he walked back and forth. And then I got up and I walked into the room behind me around just seeing if I could recreate that shadow and I could not. So I don't know. It was like I said, it was just a man shadow. He just walked across the room. Like, hey,
Unexplaining.
into the corner where they were talking about the funeral, the caskets were kept.
Yeah.
That really just popped into my head. What are the witch's hat corners? Is that what they
Yeah,
were
where
called?
they would hold, like, they told people sit and watch the casket, make sure the person is legitly dead, and sit there for what, 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
that just popped in my head. I just connected those dots. But yeah, he walked across and right in the middle of that, the shadow went away. So yeah, so that was one of my experiences there.
And if you listen to the prequel show for
Yeah.
Randolph, she kind of, I wouldn't say foreshadowed it. I would say foreshadowed it, but
Yeah. I'll send you guys the video. I was because Doug and I were talking about on one of our other recordings we were doing, and then I was editing that episode, and I was like, "Holy shit! Holy shit!" What we had all talked about and stuff. We had a decent amount of happen there at Randolph, not to like the extreme and absolute insanity that some people say happens there, but I mean it did. There were quite a few things that I had discussed and then it did happen. So
yeah.
but yeah, I didn't even realize it until I was editing that episode to put it out. So
Yep, they listened to
about
you
you?
and it accepted your sign up for that shadow.
Sure did. It said I got you. What about you, Thomas? Any expectations or anything walking in?
Not really. I went in completely kind of blind too. Like just kind of wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to think like I need to. I don't know how you do it, but research to see if I'm an empath or not. Because I noticed once I got there and I've been there for a minute, I started to just feel like apathy. Like I didn't want to be there. I wanted to go home. Like I was bored to tears. And it wasn't until after that we left and I realized like that's probably how they would have felt, right? Being stuck there, living there, nowhere else to go, nothing to do. That's kind of how I felt the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I imagine some of them, but it sounded like Doris felt like that for a little while until she, got her role as a cook.
Yeah.
There. But what was the other woman's name? The one that completed
Ida.
suicide? Ida. I'm sure Ida felt like that more than anybody, really. And obviously those are just the ones that are the more famous stories. I'm sure there were plenty of people that felt like that, probably wanted nothing more than to be home, except that there wasn't a home for them to go to for one reason or another. So yeah, I think that's a fair assumption for those feelings. So, did you have anything that happened that kind of stands out to you while you were there?
Not really, no. The one thing I noticed, no one else seemed to feel it, but the workshop in the basement, I just got a lot of weird energy from that area.
Yeah.
That was about the only thing.
Well, my butt didn't get pinched in there, so.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Thomas, did your butt get pinched?
It's not the hotel again.
No,
Rose
no, you were
Hotel.
here. Yeah, Rhodes Hotel. You got grab, or no, it was fingers up your
Yeah.
back or
Back
Yeah.
breast.
He's like, hey.
You look lonely.
Yep. Well, they were them working girls there.
Jeremy was trying to get touched.
Jeremy's
Yeah, he
always
was.
Yeah, he was trying his best.
He didn't get
disappointed.
touched.
He did not. He was devastated. Carol, what about you? Did you have any expectations going in?
No, I didn't. I just went in blind, and just try to see what could happen, especially in the basement. But we did get stuff to happen in the basement and in the attic.
Yeah, it seemed like, and we had discussed that actually afterwards, that it seems like the women and that came with it, because and this was a lot more girls than we've typically had on like any. It's usually just me and Carol, really. There, most of the investigations. I know Megan has come on a couple. Has Chris ever gone anywhere else with you guys? I was gonna
No,
say,
this is
I
the
felt
first
like,
time.
First time.
yeah.
But she did good.
Now she's got the ghost hunting bug. Now she wants
Yeah.
to be everywhere all the
Now
time.
she wants to buy all the equipment and get this and that. She's already plotting out how we should do things.
Right.
And I'm like, geez, girl.
I did it. I converted her.
I'm happy to hear that, though.
Yeah.
But it did. It sounded like more the women in the group really had a lot more happen around them. Even for me, like one of the biggest thing was the shadow moving across the room and stuff. I had a couple other little things. I did get. I don't think it was like a touch per se, but I did get it felt like somebody was brushing past me in Doris's kitchen. We were walking down there. That was right after the cat ball had gone off. We were coming in where the shadow figure was said to kind of pop around that door, and we were looking at that, and then we were going through that room, and I have it on camera, and the cat ball was just going off across the way, and we were like, oh, and then we walked in there. And I think we were just kind of looking around for a minute. And as I was walking past the sinks, it felt like somebody brushed up against my whole arm. And I was like, oh, what was that? Because you guys were across the room. And yeah, so I had that happen. But yeah, I know you guys had quite a bit downstairs in Ida's room, actually. It seemed like you guys got some really good responses there.
Ida and Doris's. Sorry, I'm trying to think what to talk about first. So I had the music box that you recommended, because I bought one after you talked about it back at the cemetery, and I brought it with me on that investigation. And I was using the music box to try to get their attention. And when we were in Doris's kitchen, I would play it, and then we had the cat balls on the floor. And when I'd be playing it, the cat balls would go off, like she was entering the kitchen or something, or leaving. I'm not sure. But after we were doing that, we got the cat ball to go off, and then also in the hallway, when I was messing with it, we would get that happen like 2 or 3 times.
Nice. Yeah, we just had the one thing down in the kitchen, but we weren't. I mean, I walked around a lot downstairs, but it was kind of just like passing through and stuff. We did a lot up in the attic, and then we didn't even really go into the patient, like not the patient rooms, but where people lived very much, like in the other hallways. We kind of stayed either on that main floor or up in the attic, and then kind of downstairs a bit here and there.
Other than getting terrified by the mannequin in the closet.
Bro, I don't know why in the hell they have that bitch in there. I am so shocked. They have the camera there. So there's like it was just like a little closet, right? There wasn't anything in there. It was just a closet. and it was kind of gutted out, and they have a flippin' mannequin in there, like
Named Molly, I
standing
think.
in the closet, but like pushed back in the closet, and there's a camera up above her. And oh my God, it scared the shit out of me the first time. And then it
Every
kept
single
scaring
time.
the shit out of me. And I knew it was there. But yeah, no.
Poor Megan ended up on the floor in the other night.
I know. I'm shocked nobody like decked that thing, to be completely honest. So I'm gonna throw
That was
hands
the
with her.
scariest thing in the whole place.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't even scared of the other stuff that happened. I'm typically not, but yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't catch me off guard. But of course, I think I seen a YouTube video talking about her, and it was like clips of people walking by and they're getting terrified. And it's like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. That's the thing.
Well, the thing
yeah.
is, I knew she was there, and she's still scary.
So did I. Yeah. Like it startled me the first time, but every time I walked over there, I was all night long. I was like, mother shit, God damn it. Walking through there like I got Tourette's.
Yep.
It's either that or be on the ground having a seizure because it's freaked the hell out of you.
Mm-hmm. Stupid thing. Damn mannequins.
But I just want to go back to the girls' experience. It seemed like they were also y'all were getting a lot of experience up in the attic, especially for the little girl. Seemed like she was wanting to be.
I'm trying to remember everything in steps so I can say what we got.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of speak on behalf.
I was in the basement with Sarah and Megan and Chris. And Chris and Megan went off on one side of the basement, and then Sarah and I went off on the other. And Megan and Chris went into Ida's room and had their ghost box on their phone, but they were talking to her, and they had a ghost or a cat ball on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just, talking to her, and the cat ball went off around this. I could think the same time that Chris said, "I hope that you're in peace," and she said purgatory. That's what came up when and the cat ball went off. I think around the same time, if not the same time. You'd have to ask them. They couldn't join tonight, but
I saw the video.
That was a big one.
I saw the video because you guys, they were recording at the time, and so I don't remember who they sent it to, but I did see that. And it seemed like the cat ball went off at different times, not like super consistently where you're kind of like something wrong with it, but it looked almost like it was responsive to what was being asked in culmination with like Ghost Tube and stuff.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, the video that I saw that you guys shared, I think it was in the attic. And you had the candle down there at the corner where the girl was supposed to poke her head around. And you asked it to light up the candle, and it did. And then on Ghost Tube, you hear it just say candle.
yeah.
And I thought that was really wild.
Yeah. I was trying to think because I saw only a few of the videos there. And I think I have some secondary recording of when you guys were up in the attic because I had that camera up there that was recording most of the night. And then I think the only other like little thing that happened as far as cat balls too was Brian and I forget
Nick.
and Nick were in the doll room, and they were kind of just looking around and everything, and they were just standing there, and then that cat ball behind one of them went off, and then they turned around to leave, and they were like
Yeah. Because I even was watching to make sure none of them like accidentally kicked it.
Yeah.
And their foot was close, but not close enough to do anything.
And they were still, that was the other thing, was that's what I was watching for, was like, had they shifted or,
Well, even when
stomped.
they were even walking around it, and it had never gone off. And then, like you said, when they were still, it started going off, and none of them were even close enough to even accidentally kick it.
Yeah.
So I do have that video too. So, but I didn't pick up a whole lot of other things. Obviously, I think there was just a lot of like dust particles and stuff. Anything that my camera was really picking up was usually just the dust, I think, floating around in there.
Well, especially the attic.
I didn't see anything like out of the ordinary or anything that was like misshapen or moving weird or anything like that. So,
Yeah, another
Outside of a
funny.
full-blown shadow.
do I?
My,
I said outside of a full-blown shadow.
Yeah, outside of that, of course. But I didn't have the freaking cameras in there. And I did message the owner and say, hey, because I remember exactly what time it was. It was 12:36 in the morning when I was
Yeah, did
sitting
they
there.
get back to you on that?
Mm-mm. Nope.
They never did? Oh.
Nope. I was so bummed. I was like, because they do have a camera in there. So I
Mhm.
really wanted to see what it picked up. But yeah, they didn't get back to me. But I remember as soon as I saw it like pass, I had like backed out of, because I was just looking at a reel, and I backed out, and then I turned on my camera so that I knew what time it was. And I think I turned my watch on too for like the voice recorder, just in case something was in there and like made a sound or something like that, because the watches actually pick up like vocalizations and stuff like really well. So, but I didn't get anything. Apparently he was just passing on through.
It's like, don't mind me.
Yep. Just going on his evening stroll, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he was
But
getting ready for his post by the coffin for his 24-hour, wait.
yeah. And I kind of wonder if it was like a residual type thing. I wonder how often they get, something passing through that room.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, especially it does sound relatively residual, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But going back to the attic, another funny thing was, yeah, you could definitely tell the girl was felt safer around the women than men, because at one point I think when the girls were upstairs, Levy was trying to be up there too, and I guess there was a session where they like more or less told Levy to leave and
Yes.
kicked him
Yeah,
out.
it said man or male, and Levy's like, who?
Yep.
He's like, me, and so we kicked him out.
Yeah, because I remember meeting downstairs at the headquarters, and he was like, "Well, I got just kicked out, because I'm
He
a
got kicked
guy."
out of he got kicked out of the Ouija board room too,
Mhm.
because he didn't want
Yeah.
to be he didn't want to be demonically possessed. So I was like, well, you got to get out there.
Sacrificial bait.
Yep.
Carol
Those
kicked me
ghosts
out.
were man-hating that night that we were there, I guess.
That's what it felt like, because I didn't get anything. They don't want to come talk to me at all.
Mm-mm.
Well, we had the candle and so I mean, I was up there with you, but
Yeah.
we did have the candle and stuff going. But yeah, it was quiet.
Yeah, even me and Doug, we were on our own for a good hour or
portion.
so. We were in the judge's room. We were in John's room. We did the jail cell. We didn't get anything the whole
I
time.
was with you in the jail cell too, and we did
Yeah.
have the the REM pod went
Mhm.
off in there, but
Yeah, it was like a
literally
little
briefly.
blip blip.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because then you
So
have it sitting on the toilet or something.
no, there was a like a little table in there that was
Okay.
next to the toilet. I think the EMF was on the toilet.
Yeah, something was
I
on the
wasn't
toilet
trying
and
to
it
put
occasionally
anything
went
near
off.
that toilet.
Yeah.
That toilet was gross.
That toilet was really gross. But yeah, we didn't. It was a quieter night, but it still, I think, had a decent amount of stuff that kind of popped up here and there. Maybe if everybody goes back, not just obviously the females, but if the males go back too, maybe the beings that reside there will be more comfortable and willing to come around a second time.
Well, we also have that new little toy. See if the doll that I bought, it's got the REM pod in it.
Oh
I
yeah,
really want to try that
Yeah.
there.
that would be
That's
sweet.
in the
Forgot
doll room.
Doris's room.
Yeah. So Thomas, you'll have to tell everybody about that because it's really, I've not seen something like that before. It was really cool.
Yeah, we just found it at that expo, but it's literally like an old porcelain-looking doll, old-fashioned doll, but it's got a REM pod in it. It's got a little
Mhm.
antenna that sticks out of it, so if anything tries to grab it, it starts
Right.
going off. Yeah, I thought it was
Almost.
pretty neat, so excited to see how that would go there.
Yeah. So I did a paranormal expo, the Indiana Paranormal Expo at Greenwood Happy Haunts. What day was that? June 20th, I think. And Doug worked the booth with me for the day. And then Curtis and Thomas came by. Megan came by that day. Poor Carol was sick and dying at home, I think, still. So, um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. But we had a lot of paranormal groups there. There were a couple, Middle Aged and Creeped Out was there. They spoke 2 separate times, and I'm obviously glad that I was there and did the booth, but I would have also liked to have seen them speak. But it was really nice seeing them all, and I had not met, I hadn't met all 3 of them in person. I think at the time, I think I'd only met Todd, prior to doing the podcast and stuff with them. So it was really nice to meet all 3 of them in person and
Mhm.
uh, be able to sit and just chat for a little bit. I did get my aura read there, which was a lot of fun. It was a really unique experience, so that was really cool. And then my cool little piece up here I got there at a wood artist that's there, and yeah, yeah, she did that too. She was really good. I really liked her stuff, and she was very sweet. Um, so hoping we'll see her at some of the other events that come around, but um they did have quite a few people that had paranormal equipment that they made or designed and stuff there, and that was pretty neat too. So, but yeah, that doll. I thought that they were just haunted dolls. Yeah, that's my merch there. Made with Doug in mind.
Mhm.
Um,
Fisherman in mind.
yes. But yeah, I just thought that they were like haunted dolls because I do see that at
Yeah.
a lot of paranormal events. I had no idea that it was actual paranormal equipment
Yeah.
Yeah.
do something with.
I've
So
never seen anything like that.
yeah. And it's her eyes light up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's so freaking cool. I can't wait to see that news.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I
it's
made a
bring
comment. I think I
um,
don't know if it was Thomas or Curtis or somebody I talked to. Is like, I'm surprised more paranormal expos or conventions like that don't sell more like equipment and stuff. Seems like it's
right.
just arts
Yeah.
and crafts, and that's roughly
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. So the one that I went to in Iowa, um, that was the one that they also had Annabelle at, and they had brought a lot of the artifacts from the Warrens Museum. That's when they were traveling with all of that. They had quite a few pieces there that like vendors and stuff that had equipment and things for sale. So that one was a really cool one to go to. There's actually a really big Midwest paranormal expo that I
I
didn't
wouldn't say
know
so.
about. It's up in Wisconsin, I think. And I actually
Mhm.
got an email about that today inviting me
Oh, cool.
if I wanted to do a booth. So um, that's something I'm considering. I think that's in April of 27. So
I
might
kind of
be
want to do
something
that.
I look into.
Yeah.
But
Spend some time in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Do a double feature and check out something haunted in Milwaukee or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of places out there. I can't bring one to mind off the top of my head, but I'm sure we can all find something to do.
Oh yeah.
So, um, yeah, I think Randolph would definitely be a place that we could go back to and continue to investigate.
Oh yeah.
In future multiple times. I think that it's big enough. Um, I think it was active enough to want to go back and see what we could get in the future with repeat visits and stuff. So,
Mhm.
and like I
Especially
said, it
stuff.
was
Hmm. I was going to just
We
say,
did get
especially
activity in the attic, and I think Megan thought that something was following her in the basement. And we did have the
Mhm.
cat ball go off around that area too. So I think the basement and the attic were pretty active. And they really liked the candle thing that Doug got. I think we should get more of those.
Yeah. So
The
Doug,
REM
tell us.
pod quit working in the attic. So I think, didn't you put more batteries in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we end up trying it again or not, but we couldn't get anything out of that because it wasn't charged.
Yeah.
Or didn't have batteries in it. Sorry.
Yeah. Doug, tell us a little bit more about the candle.
I think what I read on it is more or less like more or less an EMF reader that's just in the form of a candle. And so if like any other EMF or something gets in proximity of it, I think even I don't know if it's sophisticated enough to detect temperature changes or anything like that, but it just once something magnetic interferes with it, it'll light up like a normal candle. So I know we talk about like, touch is kind of like a candle, like the REM pods and stuff like that. Touch is kind of like a candle, light it up. And so it's like, why not have an actual candle that they would try to light up?
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
mindset of it.
I mean, I think it was, like you said, I think it was a brilliant purchase. And I definitely agree with Carol that we should have more of those, especially given a lot of the places that we go are from an era when, candles were their source of light.
Yeah.
And so they're a lot more familiar with that than some round, weird, blinky thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I would
I
like
think
to
the
get,
music box was a good help too.
mhm.
They seem to be interested in that.
Yeah. I think we should have a few of those too. Maybe set one up near, like just a camera in its own space without anybody interfering or around it, and see if we can get anything with that.
Yeah.
because I definitely, Ghost Stop has their rendition of the candle, EMF device. So I was wanting to compare that because the one I got is from Amazon. I can't remember the brand who does it, but I purchased it from Amazon, and kind of comparison, like it's the cheaper version to the more pricier Ghost Stop version. See what works better.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I had a good time, minus the whole being sick with the plague, thing. I really do wish I had felt better because I got sick, the night before I came down with it. I was like, shit. Because I
That's
felt
guilty.
fine, and and I was so looking forward to it. But yeah, definitely go back feeling better. Um, Maybe have some additional equipment, change up some things, and see what we can get there in the future. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't try any dowsing rods or pendulum or even like Estes method or anything like that. So there's a lot more techniques that we could try to employ.
Right. Did you guys, Carol, when you guys were down in the room, the mirror room, kind of what happened with that? Because we haven't talked a lot about that experience.
Okay, so we went in the mirror room. We had the Ouija board in the middle, and it was me, Sarah, Megan, and Chris. And we were on the one side, right, where all the mirrors are, and we closed off the part that was in the middle. You know what I'm talking about, with the mirror.
Yeah. Yep.
So on the other side, when we were messing with it, we had heard noise on the other side of the room. So like something moved, and I asked it if that was it, moving, and it said yes. And we also had it do a figure 8 on the board, which they tend to do a lot. I'm not really sure why, but it did do the figure 8. It answered her questions. Can't remember exactly all that we asked right now. And then it wanted to stop talking to us. So we just said bye. It literally just didn't want to answer anything else.
Gotcha. Yeah, the mirror room was cool. Wasn't sure how I felt about it, honestly, because obviously being witchy, I'm like, that's a whole ass portal. Then
You said what?
It's a portal. All the
Yeah.
mirrors facing one another, they say not to do that because it opens a portal and any number of things can come through. So I was like,
Yeah.
I got enough problems in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
and
need to open.
Whispers is
Yeah.
another location they have a room just dedicated with mirrors.
Yes, they do. I was just so actually most of the time that we've been sitting here talking, that's actually something that I keep thinking about is we need to go to Whispers. Like it just keeps popping up into my head, and I don't know why.
Mhm.
But
Smaller
yeah,
grid.
if we could try and get there, like late fall, early winter or something, maybe. At least it's indoors and it has heat. So,
Yes.
but yeah, it would that would be a good place to get out to. And then Monroe House because I've really, really been trying to get there.
Mhm.
And it's a more affordable. Well, both of them are more affordable. Monroe House is more affordable than Whispers, so that'll
Spirits
have
of
to be.
Marco.
Yeah, that's even
Yes, get
far
those.
more affordable.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really inexpensive, and they've
Yeah.
got a couple of weekends left this year where we could go.
Spirits of Marco is it is very, very tiny. So we would almost all have to be in the same place um, to make that one work. So, but I mean, I think it would be worth going back to. See if I have any more really weird dreams while we're there. Because that still weirds me out. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Yeah, because there was no way me and Thomas were in the kitchen area going, "Come in, want to check this out? Come
So
in."
you guys weren't in the kitchen area. It was between the bed and you know how they had
Oh,
like
yeah.
the window out. It was in
Yeah.
between the wall and the bed where I was sleeping. And you guys kept walking over there and you were like pointing towards the kitchen saying,
Okay, yeah.
"Did you?" And I was like, "Did I hear what?" And you're like, "Did you hear it?" And I was like, "I didn't hear anything. I'm trying to sleep." And they were like, you guys were like, "Come here." And I was like, "No, I'm good."
I'm gonna
Right
stay here
here.
asleep.
Um, and but yeah, when I woke up the next morning, you guys got up. I was like, "Were you guys still up last night? Like, how long did you stay up?" And you guys said you literally just like didn't get back up off the couch. I think Thomas did for a little bit, but Doug, you didn't move again for the night. You guys just laid down and went to bed on the couch. And so I was
Pretty
like,
much.
"Great."
Yeah.
Awesome. Something was really trying to get me in that kitchen last night in the middle of the night.
Some doppelgangers trying to get a hold of you.
Yep. The sleep me was like, we're good here. Um, but yeah, and then I had all like the nausea and stuff, and had to lay down for a little bit because of that. And the heat, and the cold. I had some really wild, like physical things happening.
Some body crisis moment.
My body was like, "Help!"
They're just gonna go
Um,
crazy on you.
No, that's a normal occurrence these days. But yeah, so we have some other locations we're gonna try and get to by the end of the year, but we have Waverly coming up this week. Super
So
excited.
take your vitamin C, team. Take that
No.
vitamin C. Take all the
I'll go
meds.
I'll boil myself before we get there. That'll kill all the germs.
Mm-hmm.
On the
Just walk around in a bubble.
And then I'll go ahead and have some Malibu soaked pineapple.
Pineapples. Kill the parasites in the fresh fruit.
There you go.
Yeah, we all need to stay healthy for fuck's sake, so we can have an investigation and not be dying. But yeah, so Randolph County, I think all in all, I think it was a really good location. Obviously, like we've already said, we definitely would go back. Minus the history tour, the second go, I think we've got that bit down. But yeah, I definitely want to see what else it's got to offer after dark. See if I can get more shadow figures and stuff to appear and walk around.
I think you should go to the basement with us.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
Definitely
I would
want to put that trail cam in a not so high traffic area.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Because it showed everything in great detail. I mean, you could definitely tell who's who. There was no graininess, no nothing. The video was crisp and perfect, and
You can tell whose ass was whose.
yeah, I could definitely check out whose ass was whose in high definition.
In high def. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, nobody's got an ass like Mothman, so
No.
I saw Mothman's ass,
uh,
Doug.
I
Oh.
have no Mothman ass. That's
Oh.
no,
Oh,
no. I'm gonna try. My mom and I are gonna try to go to West Virginia to Harper's Ferry for a weekend while she's here visiting, and I'm gonna try really, really hard to just like scooch on through Point Pleasant really, really quick just to touch the butt.
the
Just to
motherland
drive.
of Mothman.
I'm gonna drive by and smack it and then leave.
A
They put a
drive-by
dollar.
smacking.
There are pictures of people had put new dollar bills in his butt crack, and I was like, one of mine's gonna end up in there. I just know it.
Mhm.
So,
hey, if it
I gotta
summons
go visit my
Mothman, then
yep, gotta go visit my boyfriend. He's not found me yet. Apparently, he was here in Indiana and he got lost. I don't know. He didn't come for me, so
And you didn't put that dollar bill in the butt crack.
I didn't. No, I'm gonna have to go like put my Mothman outfit on and go like run around outside or something.
Do a Mothman mating dance.
Yes, I'll have to create one. Check out my TikTok in about a month. Oh my gosh. No. So yeah, we'll all be back together again after Waverly at some point. Hopefully not a month and a half later, but
life gets
yeah.
crazy.
It really does.
Always
Well, and
does.
everybody's been vacationing and all kinds of stuff here recently. So,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody deserves that time and the breaks and everything, but it does make this difficult. But yeah, no, I think we all had a good time, and we'll try and get some videos together so that I can release them. And you guys have been around, hopefully, the four of you have been around long enough listening to this podcast that you know where to find I-PSI, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, a neglected YouTube, as they like to say.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll get some of their side of the evidence up, and then I can get some of mine up on the TikTok. And then I have a YouTube too that is also equally as neglected, so I'll have to work on getting some stuff up there too. And then you can check me out on my website at ghosttrackspodcast.com. If you have any stories or evidence of your own that you want to show me, you can email that to me at ghosttrackspodcast@gmail.com. And other than that, I think we're done here for the evening. We're all gonna shimmy on out of here, get on with our bad selves.
All
But
right.
thank you guys for coming on tonight and talking about Randolph County. And sorry about all the technical difficulties there in the beginning.
Hey,
Yeah.
my laptop finally turned on, so
Of
We were
course.
sitting here for almost 30 minutes trying to get this to work. So
And dragging somebody out of bed.
yeah, Doug.
yeah, Doug.
Jeez.
I've been on it long enough. Y'all can have your moment.
He didn't want to party tonight and we made him, so all right. Well, we will talk to everybody later. Stay creepy. Bye.
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 Bye.